disclaimer, that's not my client. That's my best friend, Lewis Grundy. He's done very, very well. That's his second show that I've been to. I'd like to go to all of them, but, you know, I can't. I just can't. I'm a busy man. He's a busy man. And the shows are at peculiar times. So, yeah, not my client, but he's done very well nonetheless. Third place. Stayed in the hotel. Just kept him sane during the time. But, yeah, not a bit of me, that. A couple of people swiped on my Instagram saying, like, when are you doing one? Never. Because I'm currently a fat mess. And it's just not a bit of me. It's not. I wish it was. The discipline and everything's crazy. But I can't deal with it. And I think, like, the point is that is okay. The fact that, you know, you don't want to do that. I don't. But I still go to the gym. I still want to change my physique. I still want to do basically everything that a bodybuilder does without stepping on stage with a spray tan. That's not like a dig against it. It's just, it's not something I want to do. So don't let people say like, oh, you need to, if you're doing this, you need to have a goal in mind. I see it all the time. What's the point of going in the gym if you've got no intention of stepping on the stage? I want to. Go to the shop now, get some bits for tomorrow. It's Sunday. Monday's a very busy day. Tomorrow I've got clients and then push. And then I'll go into the talking point of the video tomorrow. Oh, nice one. I'm in the car again. I know I said I was going to do the talking point of the video tomorrow, but I've got a vintage parcel to collect from a shop, which I thought was in walking distance. That's where I was walking to in the previous video. Turns out it's not in that shop. It's in one in the arse end of nowhere. And I also need petrol, so 2 birds, 1 stone. We'll go do it all in one. The actual event itself, so the PCA thing, it's cool. Like, it's all very cool. It's all very, like, the way they run it and everything. It is cool. Like, you can't really take away from that. If you're into that sort of thing, then yeah, it's very, very fun. It's very, you know, it's impressive. That's about as far as it really went for me. I just think the sort of dedication that people put into it and everything like that. Like, I'm just saying things that have already been said before. It's not my cup of tea, is basically it. But that's fine, you know what I mean? Like, that's not why I got into the gym. I didn't get into the gym with the intention of ever stepping on stage. I just wanted to look better and feel better, and that is fine. That's sort of the point. Like, going to the gym is very individual. Like, it's individualised because your journey isn't ever going to be the same as somebody else's. Your response to training isn't going to be the same as somebody else's. The way it makes you feel, everything like that. Like, you are doing it for a different outcome than someone else. Like, you've got Joan, who wants to, you know, one day step on stage as a bikini athlete, and then you've got Margaret, who just wants to lose a couple of kgs before she goes on holiday. You know, that doesn't mean either of them journeys are more important than the other. Like, to each individual person, them journeys are just as important. You can sort of apply the things that they do within that bodybuilding context to your own stuff. Like, yeah, you have to be disciplined, you have to make sacrifice, you have to be strict with stuff, but even without a goal of stepping on stage, you still have to do all of them things to get to where you want to get to. I hope I'm making sense. I am tired, maybe I'm talking shite. I'll rewatch this and I'll decide if it's going in, but I am going to go get my parcel now. I'll record the new push day tomorrow, because it's a new push day. All the movements are really the same, it's just new bits of kit. I'll maybe do a voiceover, maybe do something or other, I'll see. I probably will, to make the video longer. What's just happened to my voice? I sound like I've taken the opposite of helium. Hello. So it is now Monday morning for me. So started work at 5:30 this morning, 5:30 till 9:30. I've been and trained push, which I'll talk over in a second. I've had a clinic appointment in for an hour and a half, just a massage appointment. The time is now 1:45. I've got another appointment at 3, and then I'm off back to JD, 4:30 till 8:30. Just back to back with clients, which is great. Yesterday was a bit of not a challenging day, but it was a long day. The drive home from Birmingham, then I got home and we had to go to walking centre because Chloe was poorly. She's fine. Thanks for anybody asking. We'll go straight into I'll talk over the push video. So we are now training at Ultraflex, so we've got different kit. The exercise program is still relatively the same, volume's the same, like exercise order and stuff like that is the same. It's just new kit. So couple of teething problems just while I figure out what kit I like and what kit I don't like, but I think I've got it nailed now, although they may be subject to change. We'll see what the input is like. However, we'll run over that now. So starting off with a standing lateral raise, so I'm using the Atlantis standing raise here. All I'm thinking about doing is just driving my hands out as wide as I can. Very slight pause in that lengthened position, very slight pause in the top, just a standardised form. Good for, you know, making sure you are in control of the movement all the way through. 4 sets of 8 to 10 on that one. Then I am on a plate loaded prime press, so I'm loading the mid and the top pins there, so there is more challenge in that lengthened, and then it drops off nicely in that short. 2 sets, 6 to 8, and then 10 to 12 on this one. It's very extreme on the joints, this one, so take your time with execution if you have got access to this bit of kit. Pushing every set to failure, as always. And then I'm on a Cybex flat press, which now I'm looking at it, does look a little bit more inclined. However, it's still fine. It's not a problem at all. All I'm thinking about on this one is a reverse action cue. So for all my pushing movements, it's a reverse action cue. Thinking about driving myself back into the pad rather than pressing it away from me. As soon as that upper arm, the tricep, gets in line with my shoulder blades, that is when I start to press again. Slight pause and then press through. 2 sets, 6 to 8, and then 10 to 12. Then I've got 3 sets of 10 to 15 on a pec deck. So this is loaded at cam 5. Just to put challenge in the length into mid position, slight drop off at the top. Then we're doing an overhead extension. Not sure about that angle. This is better. Just thinking about driving the hands out, up and wide as hard as I can, locking the elbow out at the top to get that tricep. That's at 3 sets of 8 to 10. Then to finish off the triceps, it is a tricep push down. So I'm using the bench for added stability, as always, keeping that elbow underneath the shoulder and just letting it go through its full range, putting the elbow through flexion, max extension, and then finishing off with a standing cuffed lateral raise. Not sure about this angle, but this is the tricep push down was 3 sets, 12 to 15, and then 2 at 8 to 10. And then the standing lateral raise at the end is 4 sets of 8 to 10 again. Again, camera angle, I look like I'm in the car park. But, you know, it did the job. An artistic approach, if nothing else. But to touch on the point that I made yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, I get confused with the days, mate, about the whole bodybuilding shtick. So whether it's for you or it's not for you, it doesn't really matter all that much, as, you know, mentioned. But in order to make progress, you need to be applying some of what them bodybuilders that are on stage, you need to be applying what they are doing to your stuff. Just not the clothing. Some of the clothing's shocking, like awful. If you look at the gasp stuff, good lord, gasp ain't great. Anything that says like double or triple XXL on it, awful. But the actual like bit that you can take from bodybuilding and apply it into your own progress is still there. Like, for example, the training, you know, look at how bodybuilders perform the training. It's surgical. Every rep is done with intent. That is how you need to be training in order to see progress, in order to see significant progress. It's no good just rocking up, slapping a bit of weight on and moving it for 4 sets of 12. Like, that is not going to get you where you want to get to. You need to be training with accuracy and intensity the way bodybuilders do. Nutrition, like, look at the way bodybuilders eat. Obviously, to an extreme in some extent, especially for like shows and things like that. You know, look at some of the, like, they're on very, very low calories, very high expenditure. You don't need to be doing it to that extent. However, you do need to be following the nutritional sort of accuracy that they have. You need to be strict with your food majority of the time. Look at the food sources they're eating. I know it's very broy bodybuilder, chicken, rice and broccoli, but it's a clean source. It's a clean carbohydrate, it's a good protein source, and it's got your fibre in there as well. So if you look at how they are eating, as much as it seems bro and stuff like that, 80% of their meals will be made up, 80% minimum of their meals will be made up of whole foods and whole food sources, and that is how you need to be eating in order to, you know, see the progress you want to see. Avoid, you know, throwing yourself overboard with massive binging and spikes and stuff like that, which ain't going to do you any good. Adherence to output and expenditure. Everyone who is competing or everyone who has stepped on stage or anything like that will be looking at doing a step goal, potentially have some cardio in the mix, stuff like that. You need to be following that to some extent. You need to be doing your own, you need to be accurate with your own expenditure in order to get the progress. You need to be managing your expenditure in relation to the goal. So if you are aiming to lose fat, you need to be eating less calories than you are burning. If you are aiming to gain weight or gain muscle, you need to be eating more than you are putting out, basically. Just managing that and being accurate with it and being adherent to it is going to be the way that you make progress in the long run. You need to make sure that you have got a goal. Like, that goal might not be stepping on stage, that is fine, but give yourself a goal and then make sure that your day-to-day actions reflect you achieving that goal. That's all you need to be doing, and you need to be doing it very, very well, and you need to be adherent to it in order to make significant progress. No one is going to be judging your physique. If you are not going to step on stage, you're not going to be having anyone like judging your physique in front of an audience of people. So you have got the gift of leniency that they do not have. You can sort of apply that with a pinch of salt. You don't have to take it to the extremes that they take it, because you know you've not got the same goal. However, you do need to apply what they are using in order to make that progress. That's about it, really. If you want to build like a standout physique, if you want to build a physique that you are proud of, then you need to be taking some lessons from bodybuilders, as much as, you know, not all of them. You need to be taking some lessons from them bodybuilders. Now, bit of brand awareness. I am a coach. If you are wanting to build a physique that you are proud of, and a physique that, you know, you're happy with, basically, but you do not have the goal of stepping on stage, come on board, mate. If you don't know what you're doing, join the team. Because that's what I do. I use the sort of principles of bodybuilding, but apply them to real life scenarios, because it's the bridging the gap between what is realistic and what is done for a bodybuilding show. That's all. There are spaces available, one-to-one, online, in person, whatever it may be. The link is in the bio on the Instagram. It is at Coach by Kieran, @_ Coach by Kieran, and the link is in the bio. Drop me a message, have a chat, you know, we'll talk through it. Bit of brand awareness for the coaching. But I think that's about it. Rest of the day is looking pretty busy. I'm going to put my feet up and watch some shit TV. I can hear the weather outside. It doesn't sound great, but this is my second attempt at recording this as well, because I was wearing a t-shirt that didn't look great, and I got a bit nervous about it. I don't get nervous, but I got a bit nervous about it. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in a bit.